Okay. Thank you, Kaz. Welcome, everyone, to the special meeting of the Princeton Board of Education. Thank you all for coming. The board is an elected, unpaid group of 10 citizens who set policy and make decisions on educational, financial, and personnel matters for the Princeton Public Schools on behalf of all residents. We are always pleased when members of the community attend our meetings. The board and the school district operate under applicable New Jersey laws and under regulations of the New Jersey State Board of Education. Each meeting includes an opportunity for those attending to comment on items of interest to them or items on the published agenda. The board reserves the right to limit the time allotted to public participation, but not tonight. Law limits discussion of individual, personnel, and confidential matters. We hope our meetings provide useful opportunities for communication between the board and the community. Thank you for attending.
As required under the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 1046, that sequential adequate notice was given for calling this special meeting. It was authorized by the Board of Education and forwarded to the municipal clerk, Princeton Packet, and the Trenton Times on December 31st, and distributed to the schools and others on the standard distribution list. The board reserves the right to enter into executive session during all meetings of the Board of Education. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded. The representative of the sending district is authorized to vote on such matters that affect sending district students or affect the governance of the Princeton Public Schools as more specifically designated in NJSA 18A 38.8.1. In the event this statute is amended, the law should take precedence over this bylaw. Sending district votes pertaining to personnel actions refer to high school, central administrative, and district-wide staff only. Other votes otherwise are considered abstentions.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden. Would you please call the roll?
Sure. Daphne Kendall.
Here.
Beth Barron.
Here.
Adam Bierman.
Here.
Debbie Bronfeld.
Here.
Mara Franceschi.
Here.
Eleanor Hubbard.
Here.
Susan Cantor.
Here.
Ari Mizell.
Here.
Chris Santarpio.
Here.
Catherine Lara.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden. Welcome, everyone, to our meeting. Everyone in this room is smiling. This is my 9th year as a board member. I've never had a meeting like that, so thank you all for indulging me. Welcome. So tonight we're here to appoint the next superintendent of the Princeton Public Schools effective July 1, 2025. That's Dr. Michael LaSousa, who's here. He'll be speaking to us in a minute. We also welcome his wife, Jessica, and his sons, Carter and Thaddeus. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Today's an exciting day for our community. We believe that the schools should unite the community, and we're taking that step today with the appointment of Dr. Mike LaSousa. I just want to give a brief overview of the search, and thank you to Betsy for writing for me. The Board of Education began its search on July 29th, 2024, with an executive session of the board during which the board decided to hire a search firm and create an ad hoc superintendent search committee of the board. Betsy Baglio chaired the search committee, and the committee members were Rob Christopher, Mara Franceschi, Eleanor Hubbard, and myself. The committee coordinated the hiring of a search firm and handled the logistical aspects of the search. It was the unanimous recommendation of the search committee and the board to hire consultants Dr. Marty Brooks and Miss Rena Bader from School Leadership LLC to lead the search for the district's new superintendent. This was the board's first excellent decision throughout the search process. Marty and Rena worked quickly with the search committee as well as with the full board. They spent 2 full days in Princeton from September 30th to October 2nd to conduct focus groups with stakeholders and held 18 in-person and 6 virtual forums and focus group meetings. More than 200 stakeholders attended these meetings, and our consultants received over 500 survey responses. Informed by this feedback, school leadership developed 6 specifications that the community was seeking in the next leader of the Princeton Public Schools. Once the board accepted the specification report and approved the revised superintendent of schools job description at a special meeting on October 16, 2024, the search formally launched on October 17, 2024. A superintendent search page was created on the PPS website to update the community as well as potential candidates. 37 applications were received for the position, including 17 from current superintendents. 16 candidates were selected for screening interviews, and all resumes were shared with the entire board for consideration. The board interviewed 8 candidates for the first round, which were all held in person. We want to thank Marty and Rena for their incomparable knowledge, professionalism, sound advice throughout the process. It was a pleasure to work with them, and we joke that there should be a Princeton high maintenance fee. We are also thankful to our board attorney, Vic Lapira, for his assistance every step of the way, including his management of the contract approval process, which occurred in two days, which is lightning fast for those of you in education. We also are thankful to Mercer County Executive Superintendent Darrell Vincent for expediting his approval of this contract so that Princeton is able to have a permanent leader in place in July. We are grateful to Krista Galen for all her handling of the communications, our business administrator, Matt Bolden, for so capably handling the many logistics related to holding additional special meetings, including ensuring that the board was fed, which is very, very important. Corey, we're thankful to Corey Larimore for his instrumental assistance during our candidate interviews. And there's a funny story Dr. LaSusa might want to share at some point. And of course, we're forever grateful to Dr. Kathy Foster for celebrating this new appointment with us while also leading our district so ably and coordinating a smooth transition over the next 6 months. Kathy, we once again say publicly, and will continue to do so until the end of time, that the Princeton Public Schools is a better district thanks to your strong, positive, and inspiring leadership since November of 2023. Well, you're crying. And so after this extensive search, one candidate rose to the top, and that is Dr. Mike LaSusa. And we are thrilled to welcome Mike to our district. He has a proven record of success in many administrative roles in the Chathams since he was hired as a teacher there more than 20 years ago. He has served there in many positions, including as a superintendent of schools for the past almost 13 years. And we look forward to his leadership here in Princeton. Mike spent the day today in Princeton. He went to all 6 schools. And he met with all 4 of our union leadership. And then he ran around the building just to get some exercise. Princeton is a lighthouse district, and we know that Mike will make our light shine brighter. But Mike is also committed to equity and the belief that all children can succeed. We're confident that he has the skills to make meaningful improvements in the education of all our students, and specifically the education of students of color and students receiving special education and related services. While we're excited to welcome Mike in July, and we remain grateful for Kathy's steady leadership of the district, and we look forward to working with Kathy through June 30th, 2025, and she's committed to ensuring a smooth transition. And once again, we can't thank Kathy enough for her strong and compassionate leadership for our district. And now, before we turn it over to Dr. LaSusa to introduce himself to the community, I'm going to open it up for any board comments. So who would like, just raise your hand, let me know. Anyone? Susan.
I would just like to welcome Dr. LaSusa. I was able to tag along today as he met with so many of the important people in our district, and to see his humor, his compassion, his intelligence. It was really inspiring. And I know we really look forward. We love Kathy. I was in the car with Kathy all day, but we really look forward to Dr. LaSusa leading our district and getting to know our community on an even deeper level. And I'm so glad that his family could also join us today. It's very exciting to see this appointment.
I would just like to say welcome. We are very excited to have you here. And you'll see, it's a great school district. It's a great, I don't know. I didn't write anything and I'm not good. No, we're really excited. And thank you for saying yes.
Well, I'll improv as well, but I just want to say I've had the privilege of watching you from afar in your work at the state level and at the Garden State and other organizations for the last, 7, 8 years. And I've admired you for all that time, and for you to have come and applied to us. I mean, I'm thrilled and over the moon that we can bring you here. I think we have so many opportunities to make this district even better. And I think you bring us the toolkit to do that. And with a fundamental care of kids, which, again, our mission is joy and purpose for our children. And I think that we have a wonderful fit with what you bring to us. So I'm so excited to work with you and move forward. And I thank you for being willing to consider us and all that, whatever that is that Debbie means. But we are who we are. I think this is an incredible place for children to be educated. We have a vibrant community. We have parents who care passionately about education. We have wonderful community partners, and we have a great team in the district that we've built over the last couple of years that we're so excited about. So I'm just so bullish about our future. So thank you and welcome.
Sorry, off the cuff, which I hate. So I apologize, but we are exceedingly thrilled to have you here. We look forward to, I'm really loud. We are looking forward to your steady leadership and very excited to have you here. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd also like to welcome you to our district. This is a place that cares very deeply about public education. Our schools mean so much to us. And I really believe that in you, we have the able, thoughtful, and passionate educator that we need.
All right. I'm going to turn the mic over to you, Dr. LaSousa. But first, I did want to say thank you to this board and also to our former board members, Brian McDonald, Betsy Bagley, and Rob Christopher, who are here to make sure that we don't screw this up. And I'm grateful for that. We met, again, the mandatory preamble is required by the state. And so it says we're unpaid volunteers. And I'll just say it again, you cannot ask for a better group of board members. And our new board members who weren't even sworn in and under a strict confidentiality negotiation agreement, I said to them, our lawyer told me not to do this. We're going to include you, but if you leak anything, I'm going to hunt you down. I actually said that to them. I'm sorry I said that. But they participated. Catherine Lara participated from Cranberry. Just to the community, you are so lucky to have these people representing you in making decisions for your children. And if we could just give them a round of applause, they deserve it. They deserve it. Come on. And give yourselves a round of applause too. All right, I'm done now. So, Mike, if you want to come to the podium and say a few words, we would appreciate it.
I don't usually have to stoop down. I usually have to go on my tippy toes. I'm totally overwhelmed with how today has gone. And I haven't been overwhelmed like this, I don't think, in a very long time. Every single person that I met today, from the tech guys to the custodians to the principals to the teacher aides and the lunch aides, have been so phenomenally welcoming and enthusiastic, and they have exuded a pride in this community that I honestly didn't anticipate before today. And I just want to thank, of course, Kathy and Daphne and Susan for bringing me along today and showing me what this community is all about, or at least giving me a taste of it. And I know that most of you don't know me from a hole in the wall. You do know that I'm leaving a place where I've been for 23 and a half years. And to just put that into some real terms, my first full week of employment as a teacher in Chatham was the week of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. And I didn't own a cell phone at the time, and there was no district email, and we weren't able to just dismiss the schools. So we were there, and I'm sure it was like this in Princeton, but in Chatham, there were numerous residents that were lost on that day, including parents of students in the school building that I was teaching in, Chatham High School. And as the day went on and my classes became smaller and smaller because parents were picking their children up and students were streaming out of the building, I grabbed a cassette player that had an antenna and a radio dial, and I just sat with my students and listened to the WCBS 880 broadcast of what was happening. And it was probably the first time in my career, looking back now, that I realized how vital schools are in the lives of children and their families. And it's an odd thing to share with you tonight, but I want to give you a sense. I've been there ever since, and give you a sense of the fact that it took a lot for me to leave that. And what it took was a prospective opportunity that I thought was so special and singular that I couldn't not pursue it. Princeton is a special place. It's historic, It's important. It's a leader. And what drew me to the district specifically was the diversity of the student body, including the language diversity. The fact that I think there's some commonalities between the two districts that lead me to believe that hopefully I can contribute here in a meaningful way. And finally, the values that I see exhibited and reflected in both the school system and the community at large. And that was why I decided to throw my hat in the ring. The reason I actually accepted the position, though, was the Board of Education. While they were questioning me and I was fumbling my way through answers as the process unfolded, I was trying to get a gauge on whether the board was collaborative, whether they were a warm group, what their priorities were based on the questions they were asking, the follow-up questions, their reactions to some of what I was saying. And by the end of the process, I became convinced that this is a board that puts children first and the care of children first before a lot of other items and issues that we sometimes can be distracted by. So I want to thank the members of the Board of Education for entrusting me with this responsibility. And I'll end by noting that my wife and 2 children are here. They're twins. And I have to say that all those years ago, when I was a teacher in the classroom, my wife was an elementary school principal, and she was the breadwinner. And when these 2 came along, weighing a combined 9 pounds, 3 ounces put together, she made the decision to hit the pause button on her career and encourage me to move forward in mine. And I wouldn't be standing here in the middle of this room tonight if it wasn't for her. So thank you, Jess. Thank you, boys. Thank you, Daphne and Susan and all of the board members for the trust that you're putting in me. And thank you to everyone who came out tonight on this frigid evening just to see this happen. Can't wait to get started, and I can't wait to get working with Kathy. Thank you.
All right, so now, so I should have said how this evening was going to go, but it's been a really busy day, and I haven't had much time to think. But we're going to have public comment now, then we're going to vote, and then we're going to have cake. And usually cake is a draw. Tonight it's Mike, but you know, please stay for cake. So with that, now it's time for public comment for anyone to come up and speak on any items of interest to them. So just come right up to the podium. Just state your name and the street you live on. Who's okay?
Wow, Betsy's gonna let you go first.
And if you don't live in town, just tell us what town. We don't want your street address. We're not going to visit.
Really? Daphne, did I hear you say there's no time limit tonight? All right. Well, if you all like to use the restroom for a minute, I'll be quick.
I know I'm supposed to do something to get a motion for something, but anyway.
My name is Jill Weber. Thank you for giving me a minute here to introduce myself and talk a little bit about Mike. By way of background, I've been on our Board of Education for about 14 years, 12 of them as president, and I've been in our district and have had 3 sons go through the district, half of under Mike's tutelage and half of when he was a teacher. So thank you for letting me stay here. Again, if I have to state my name and address, it's Jill Weber in Chatham, New Jersey.
Thank you.
So it may be a cliche that our loss is your gain, but in this case, it could not be any more true. But I feel nothing but immense gratitude toward Dr. LaSousa, and I'm not going to cry. So Chatham has been extremely fortunate for the time Dr. LaSousa has spent leading Chatham. His dedication, his vision, his unwavering commitment have left an indelible mark on our school district and the community at large. Everybody loves Mike. Everybody was in tears yesterday when the note went out. My phone was blowing up. Did you know about this? I denied any knowledge of it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Well, it's bittersweet to see him move on. I'm excited. I'm excited for him and confident that he will bring the same extraordinary leadership and transformative influence to Princeton. And I really want to stress that transformative word. He is going to light your world on fire. Sometimes you might not agree, but he is going to be transformative. Congratulations to the Princeton Board of Education and Betsy for your outstanding decision to select Dr. LaSousa as your next leader. Having served with him for the last 14 years, I can say from personal experience that you've made an exceptional choice, one that will have a monumental impact on your district for years to come, literally years to come. So you've met him through your interview process, and he's very impressive. You've already met Mike, and of course he's extremely bright. He's a phenomenal educator, and all these qualities alone would make him an extraordinary administrator. But beyond that, he would make more than an extraordinary administrator. What truly sets him apart is his integrity, his character, and his unwavering commitment to our community and our students. He will always do what's best for the students. He doesn't care. I remember him saying, I don't care if every board member votes against this. This is the right thing to do. And he was going to die on that sword. We all agreed with him, but I thought it was interesting that he said, I don't care if 10,000 people come in and disagree with me. This is the right thing for students. He leads by example. He makes decisions based on fairness, transparency, and what will benefit the students most. He empowers his staff. He empowers his staff to think boldly and think outside the box. He encourages them to build on the district's strengths. You have a great district here already. And he's continuing to seek new ways to enhance the education. He will absolutely set high expectations for your staff, but he will provide this team with the support, can't do it without support, the resources and the autonomy that they need to rise to the challenges. And of course, you will excel as an administrator. You'll realize very quickly, though, that his real superpower lies in his leadership, his vision, and his ability to elevate those around him. Princeton is already an incredible district, and then under Mike's leadership, I undoubtedly know it will reach even greater heights. So that's all the nice things I have to say about Mike, but I do feel obligated to warn you about a couple of quirks. Now, he said it was odd, that I bring up, 9/11. Yeah, well, that's the first odd thing. There's a long list of odd things. You'll be going like this a few times, but I do feel obligated.
Time's up. Sorry.
So to his future supervisors and any staff that are required to attend conferences, do not let Mike select the hotel. You will end up in a hostel that hasn't been cleaned for years, and he'll proclaim, isn't this great? The location is perfect. And if Princeton Board plans on any renovations or have any, decor project, if you're tempted in any way to ask Mike for decisions on color schemes or palettes, I implore you to go to absolutely anyone else, anyone at all. And finally, to your staff, your students, your community, please don't be put off or make any judgments by his abilities to lead based on his very casual dress, his relaxed approach. That's just what we say in our district. That's just Mike being Mike. He's genuine, he's approachable, and he really just focuses on what truly matters. And beneath this laid-back exterior lies a very dedicated, a strategic, forward-thinking leader who will absolutely exceed your expectations. So congratulations to you and welcome to your next chapter with Mike as you're at the helm.
Thank you, Jill. We appreciate it. Name and just tell me the street you live on.
Yes. Well, this is an interesting view. Betsy Baglio, Lafayette Road.
How do you spell that? Is it
Baglio? It's good to be back. It has been seriously only about 24 hours, but what a thrill and a joy to be back for this wonderful occasion. I want to start by thanking you, Jill. And I've done a lot of getting choked up in the last few weeks, but it means a great deal to our community that you would come to share with us the experience that you've had as a leader in Chatham. And oh, thank you. Look at this service for our speakers. But I just want to really thank you for sharing that, because we are all one community engaged in educating our kids. And so the fact that you're here tonight means the world. I got to meet Jill last week doing some reference checks, and she told me she'd take a little time to find a few things to help us change our mind about Mike. She did not, luckily. So I just do want to thank you very much. So seriously, I'm really, really happy to be here. Make a very short statement to the board, which includes the newly elected. Really happy to see you all here, and two of my recently exited colleagues with me. Thank you for the many, many hours that you put into the search. It was a pleasure to lead that process. I'd like to thank, as Daphne already did, the search committee, Daphne, Mara, Eleanor, and Rob, as well as Marty and Rena. They are watching. I don't know where the camera is, but they're watching, and we are so, so grateful for them and all of their assistance. I want to thank those in our community who participated in the focus groups and surveys, and we really appreciated your feedback. I want to thank Kathy and Matt and Susan and Corey and Krista and everyone involved in the search and for what they did, as well as all they do every day for the schools. And to Mike, I just want to be among one of the first to heartily welcome you to Princeton. This is a wonderfully engaged community with a hardworking, innovative, and caring staff, and a creative and very creative, inspiring, and kind students. So I'm so thrilled for you and for the schools, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm going to be really quick. My name is Terry Boyd. I'm here with representing Princeton Parents for Black Children organization in the community advocating for the equity here. And we just want to welcome you. And we really look forward to working with you and meeting you and getting to know you and working with you in our district. So thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you all, the board, for everything.
I will be quick as well.
Just say your name and because some of us don't know who you are.
Really?
Well,
I'm sorry. My name is Crystal Riddick, and I'm the supervisor of special ed at the high school.
thank you.
And I will be quick as well. On behalf of Princeton Administrators Association, we would like to say thank you to the board for such an extensive search. Also, for selecting a candidate that not only cares about the academics, but also student socio-emotional learning and the whole child and their mental health. Mike, I want to say welcome and thank you again. Thanks for making Princeton smile again. We've seen so many smiles from speaking with you today, and thanks for making us smile again. To Kathy, we're going to miss you, but we know you'll be back somehow. So once a Princetonian, always a Princetonian. Thank you, everyone.
Do I need to say my name too?
Yes, and
Okay.
your position. We have minutes here.
There you go. Cecilia Burge. I'm principal at Princeton High School. You can hear me? Okay. And Kathy, I started writing this, but then I started crying. So I'm going to not say much to you tonight. The time will come. Good evening, Mike. And on behalf of the high school community, I just want to extend a really warm welcome to you as you step into this leadership role. We're excited to collaborate with you and benefit from your vision and expertise. Our school takes pride in its commitment to academic excellence, inclusivity, and fostering a culture where every student and staff feel valued. As principal, I'm eager to work with you to ensure that our shared goals align with the needs of our students and the broader community. Please note that you can count my team's support. I call them my team Fabulous. For support, for creativity, for a genuine commitment to advancing education excellence. We look forward to building a strong partnership with you and embracing the opportunities that lie ahead. Welcome to Princeton. Thank you. And congrats to the new board members.
All right, I think, is there anyone else? Okay, I did want to, come on up.
Hi there. I'm Elena DeLuca. I'm the president of the PTOC Council, which includes all of the PTOs of all of our schools. And on behalf of all of us, we'd like to welcome you. Many of us are sitting in the room today, and we look forward to working closely with you as you come into Princeton. Welcome. And Kathy.
She's here 6 months.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I know it's been a long journey here, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Melena. All right, anyone else? I know it's packed back there. All right, I did want to take a minute, and I didn't do this, but Mike went to every school today. That means every principal, every supervisor, and Kathy cleared their calendars, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you very much. And with that, can I get a motion for the appointment and employment agreement to appoint Michael L'Souza as superintendent of schools? Mara, second Beth.
Daphne Kendall,
Yes.
Beth Barron,
Yes.
Adam Bierman,
Yes.
Debbie Bronfeld,
Yes.
Mara Franceschi,
Yes.
Eleanor Hubbard,
Yes.
Susan Cantor,
Yes.
Ari Mizell,
Yes.
Chris Santarpio,
Yes.
Catherine Lara.
Yes.
We have a unanimous.
Welcome to Princeton, Mike. We couldn't be more glad. And this will probably be the only meeting where everyone's smiling. So, yeah. All right.
You smile a lot.
But again, there's cake and refreshment. It's a great community. We're just very intense, as you've seen. But again, we have refreshments. I want to thank you all for coming. This is a great day for Princeton and just a sign of great things to come for our district. So with that, can I get a motion to adjourn? Ari, second, Mara, and it was 35 minutes and we talked a lot. All in favor? Great, thank you.